you'd like to purchase a coaching session with me, join my Discord server and go to the Buy Private Sessions channel. From there, you'll find all of the info you'll need to set up a session for yourself. All coaching sessions are currently 20% off over the course of this spring break, from March 15th to March 21st. The Student Pass is arguably the most valuable part of the purchase. All of the perks that come with the Student Pass are available to look at in the Buy Private Sessions channel. If you can't afford a private session, or you just don't feel like buying a session, feel free to join my Discord and use the free resources within it. Hey guys, starisfilth here. I'm back with another viewer VODs video. Today we're going to be looking at a Silver Reinhardt player. This person's name is somebody in game, and from what they say I'm about 1900, and I was playing Rhine, and generally just want to know what I need to do better. LMAO. Well, it's short, sweet, and to the point. I like it. Let's just get straight in. Let's see. Okay, cool. So, you don't need to do that. Don't need to do the what's it called? The electric slide.
Slide to the left. Slide to the right.
Right. Oh god. Like you're doing this at the choke here. Why? Like, there's literally zero reason for you to be doing the cha-cha slide here. Right? No cha-cha slide. None of this anymore. Okay. The reason I say that is because it's literally just the thing with Rhine is that hesitation is very bad. The point of the way that you play as Rhine is that you just, and I hate to say this, but because I'm pretty sure you've heard this a million times before, you are meant to just W, right? And it's not just W mindlessly. There's obviously some thought to it, and we'll go into that as we go through. But the idea is that you don't want to hesitate, right? Because when you hesitate, you do things like waste shield. You do things like just you just standing here going left and right is just literally leaving your team open, right? Like, you could be walking forward rather than having your McCree frontlining right now, right? It also just wastes time, where it's like you could be walking forward, especially with the fact they have a Lucio and a Baptiste. You could just be walking in on somebody and exploding them. But, hey, let's just keep watching and see what happens. Okay, we're still at 25%. Okay. So yeah, no more cha-cha slide. Just a heads up, don't deal with flankers as Ryan, that's not your job. But, okay, so I kind of already have an idea of what it is that this is going to be. This is going to be the Reinhardt that stands at the chokes, stands at chokes and, like, doesn't move. They don't take ground, ever. Let's keep on watching here. This is fine, I like this, that you're just resetting. You don't have bubble, you don't have armor. Or at least you didn't really have much armor. There's no reason for you to be walking forward and trying to swing here. All you do is just sit right here and swing and reset. Right? And when I say reset, I mean let your Baptiste come back to life. Your Baptiste dying here tells you that it's like you're not able to do this, right? If you had a bubble, it'd be a bit more understandable, but even then, it's still risky. It's like they can chase you, knowing that they got a kill on your Baptiste, so no reason to be doing this. Let's just keep it watching. But yeah, you do end up dying here, so that's obviously not good. But okay, well actually, let's actually go back and let's address this from the beginning. Okay, so you're playing with a Lucio Baptiste, you're playing with a Bastion as well. I get the feeling of feeling like you need to be shielding the Baptiste, or sorry, not the Baptiste, the Bastion. I understand that feeling, but that's not the way that you're going to create space for him and let him be oppressive. Because once people start collapsing around Baptiste and they start taking angles, it's going to be a bit of an issue. And the way Bastion needs the lanes cleared. That's why when you see like pirate ships or something, for example, with like Orisa, Sigma, Bastion, whatever, right? You use those heroes because they can keep the distance away from the enemy and make them drain resources before they even get to Bastion, because they have a way of firing at the enemy before they even get close. Reinhardt doesn't have that, right? So you can't hesitate. You can't do the cha-cha slide at the choke. You need to walk forward and you need to make a decision. Now, the idea is that when you're shielding, you want to be shielding when you're trying to take space, right? Or you're trying to not so much take space, but specifically close distances, right? You want to be doing it when you're trying to close distances and when you're trying to zone out like a certain DPS. In this case, it would be the Widowmaker. But the thing is that you guys are already at cover, right? So if you walk forward and you're firing it here, and your McCree is standing in the open here and he gets shit on by the Widowmaker because you didn't have your shield up because you were like actually trying to like make them waste resources and like do your job. That says a bit more about him than it does about you, right? So because he should be the one that's jiggle peeking or potentially playing for the trying to clear the off angles first and just staying out of the line of sight of the Widowmaker to begin with, especially considering that he has so much cover around him. And you could be walking in, making these guys waste resources, and then you use your shield to get back out, potentially. Right? You don't really need to be conserving your shield, right? The idea is that you use your shield to close down distances, and then you just swing once you're point blank. Or you use your shield, you conserve your shield and trade armor. You could be trading armor for shield, specifically when you want to conserve shield for like, for example, an ultimate like Shatter. You want to block Shatter, you conserve your shield, and you use your armor or things like Immortality and Bubbles. Right? So walk forward with shield, don't hesitate, take a position, swing. Right? And then from there, that's how you gain ground. You pressure them, you make them waste abilities. Maybe the Sigma uses his rock, and you shield, and you block it, then you take cover again, then you do it again, and then they're wasting their resources little by little by little. You're building ult charge for your Zarya, and you're getting to be a bit more oppressive as the game goes on. That's it. Okay, so let's see what you do in your second pusher. Walk forward, shield, walk forward. No. Walk forward, shield. Like, you have to pick something, right? I'm not mad at you, like, I'm not going to nitpick you about, like, your shield management, but look at this. Your Bastion is quite literally frontlining for you. Like, why can't you just be here, right? Swinging at the Rhine, or potentially walking forward, pushing on the Sigma. Anything is better than what you're doing right now, right? At least shield your team properly if like this was the play, right? If that was the play, at least shield your team properly. But this is never the play. You need to walk forward with your shield, close the ground. I would say walk forward on the Sigma, swing at him, right? They're gonna try to pocket him, keep him alive, and then you can just shield your way back, right? And then you can do it again, and then you can reset the tempo in that way, right? Or sorry, not reset the tempo. You could set the tempo in that way, right? It's just really silly the way that you're playing. Yeah, okay, so for one thing, you're swinging in areas where you know you're not going to actually hit anything. Literally just shield up and walk forward into this Sigma. Now, another thing is that he's doing his what's it called, the suck, right? He's doing the suck in front of you. I would just be shattering him right now. Like, at any point, actually. I would probably be shattering right now. As soon as you see this, you shatter him. He dies. That's it. Especially considering you have a BAP window and you're trying to play for it. Why the fuck not? Just shatter him. Who cares? Right? Just clean up the fight, get one kill, and that's it. You don't really need to save your ultimate for, like, a big shatter or anything. Just use it on one person and get the advantage with that. But you see, you hesitate again. You're thinking about the shield. You're thinking about playing pirate ship, right? That's like the thing. It's weird. You're playing pirate ship with a comp that kinda wants to rush. You just have like one freak, which is your Bastion. He'll do his own thing, but realistically, it's like you guys just walk forward, take space, and like your Bastion is just like putting constant pressure because of the space that you created. I don't know, like, but you're playing this like a pirate ship. It's like you're shielding the Bastion, expecting him to do the work in a super tight sightline. Or I mean, it's not necessarily a tight sightline, but he's literally standing out in the open, and it's like there's so much angles that they can take cover in. There's just so many angles that they can use to take cover, and they could still be contributing to this one little area, right? You're playing pirate ship, but it's like, where's the ship? You're just playing pirate, it seems like. Is this the ship? This is the ship, it seems. Yikes! You can't let again. What's up with the moving forward and back, bro? You're gonna get me nauseous if you keep on walking forward, back and forth. I'm having heart palpitations. Come on, man, walk forward. Oh, okay. At least I like the hustle. I like the hustle. I like the attitude. But that's not probably the best move. You had an advantage. You know, you didn't have to deal with the Widowmaker. You can literally just walk forward into the enemy, and like without having to deal with that threat. Like you just walk in on the Sigma or the Rhine, like from the front line, and you just kill people, and like that's it. That's where you would hold up your shield, all right? Or I mean, obviously not against the Rhine, but like that's where just walking forward and holding up your shield makes sense, because you're just claiming space and you're just playing the advantage. That's where I say you're waiting a bit too long on the shatter. You just gotta do it. Do it when you get it, or do it when you get like the first chance you can see to get it. Go for it, right? Like don't wait for a hypothetical 6-man as opposed to like a guaranteed one or 2-man. There's just no reason. It's just kind of it's backwards. It's like you could be guaranteeing that your Earth Shatter gets value and you'll probably win the fight, as opposed to like hoping that you get play of the game, right? And you can also think it's like the longer that you're holding onto your shatter, the less shatters you have in the game, the less shatters that you can build, right? It seems like you're gonna win this though, but let's just see. I don't know why you're walking into his ult, but that's fine. Like, I'll give you benefit of the doubt you didn't notice. Hard shield right now. Back up and hard shield. I would say potentially you could be going to clear out the high ground, right? What's really important about Rhine is that like the idea is that you as Rhine want to be like, okay, so we were talking about like you don't hesitate when you push. The reasoning behind that is because as Rhine, your shield only covers one angle, right? So you don't really want to just like, okay, well, let's move first of all because this is a shitty position to look at the map. Yeah, sure. The idea is that you don't really want to be in a situation where it's like you're walking through here and like you have your shield up here and it's like you're just leaving this, or I don't know, let's say this. You're just leaving that unattended, right? I would say mainly this, right? Let's say this. If you're walking forward, you don't want to just like shield forward and then leave anybody on the off angle like the ability to fire at your backline, right? So what you do is that once you've claimed this ground or whatever, or like you've won the frontline battle or whatever it is that you feel like enables you to get up to here, or like it enables you to get through this choke, then you work your way through here and you purposefully clear out the angles you don't want to deal with. That's why in high level games you'll see teams sometimes they walk all the way back here because it's like they don't want to have to deal with people in any of this area having off angle on them while they're contesting the point. They just simply don't want to deal with it. So what they do is that they walk up through here and around here, and that's it. They clear out this area, or they walk through here, right? But this way is quicker. But yeah, so in this case, I think you could, like, you have the potential here to either choose. I mean, obviously there aren't people on the high ground, so it's not really like needed, I guess, or at least was there? Was there people on the high ground at any point? No, doesn't seem like it, right? But obviously hindsight is 2020. But you could be back here and then just move your way up here with your Baptiste and claim this ground, or what was it? Was it your McCree that was with you? I think it was your McCree. Yeah, it was your McCree. The idea is that it's like you when you back up towards here, like you are now, you could be clearing that high ground with your McCree. That's an option, right? And I'm not saying that what you did was wrong. I'm just saying there are more options than what you might perceive there are. Right, so instead of just having to sit here and just like hope to tank everything, or just walk through here and clear the low ground, you can be clearing the high ground. That is something that's very good that you could be doing as Reinhardt. Just keep that in mind. Again, I don't really have too much of an issue with what you did. You charged forward and you got the pin. You put the pressure on that you wanted. It's perfectly fine. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, this is fine. Or at least that was fine. I would be looking to my right, seeing where they are. Okay. I think holding right here makes sense because you know the Lucio's there. You want to be able to like get him out. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Oh, why? I already know what's gonna. Yeah. Oh man, your Lucio gets shattered. Oh. Okay. So, one big thing I don't like about this. Again, you're holding a safe corner. You can see you're getting healed by your Baptiste, right? You can see the little, what are they, grenades? You can see them. It's like, and you could probably hear him as well, right? And regardless, it's like, why, like, if you're 200 health, like, okay, so let's look at it from their perspective, right? If you're at 200 health, why stay in the angle that they can see you? See how that works? It's like, if they're here, they can keep on shooting at you. So why put yourself in that situation? Why not just, if you get punched, you move to the right, you take the cover, and then you make it so that only one person can see you, and that's their Rein. And then at that point, it's just up to you to block the shatter. Right? But it gives you so many more options rather than just giving up ground for no reason. Right? This is like, from what it seems to me, is that like you don't really have an indication of when and when not you can be holding / taking ground. Right? You're just kind of like a shield bot, as much as I hate to say that, but it seems a little mean, but it's true. You are kind of a shield bot, like at times. I guess it's just like you're prioritizing too much on the like I guess like the concept of like being the shield for your team, but realistically, it's much better for you to be very selfish with your shield, and use it when you specifically are trying to close ground and get swings, right? Like there's just no real reason for you to be like leaving yourself in open areas, like or like long sight lines for any reason. Like for example, when we were just talking about right here, or for example at the choke, when you would just like stand with your shield like right here, and then you would move back and forth and left and right, and you had like no intent with your play. Okay, so if we had to focus on like 3 things, let's say, for what it is that I think you could be doing to improve here, I'd say 1, your hesitancy. You don't really. Okay, so let's add no plan, right? Or no intent, right? You have no intent with anything that you're really doing. For one thing, cha-cha slide, don't do that. Stop doing that. Pick a position, pick a scenario, or make a decision, right? Like literally just do it, right? The point is that like even if it's the wrong decision, the point is that you VOD review it and then you try a different decision next time, right? It's not important, just make a decision. 2, don't stand in the shield. Well, okay, so not 2. The second part of hesitancy. It's like don't stand in the shield with your don't stand in the shield. Don't stand in the choke with your shield up, just standing there. You have to use your shield to close distance. So that kind of ties into the cha-cha slide, right? Where it's like you just move, do something, like make a decision. You want to be like, again, you just want to be using your shield so that you can close distances and then you can enable yourself to swing. You could also be using your shield as a way to back out, like once you've actually taken damage, right? You kind of want to be like, so let's say use shield selfishly almost, right? Right? You don't need to be this like you kind of have the wrong idea of Reinhardt, where it's like you don't need to be the shield for your team. You happen to be the shield, or you just happen to have a shield. Like that enables you to get aggressive and take pressure. By taking pressure, that's the shield, right? Your shield just enables you to get into like start swinging. You're like the highest damage dealing tank in the game, like other than what like Roadhog. He's one of the highest damage dealing tanks. You need to get into the face of the enemy and start swinging. So yeah, use your shield selfishly to get yourself into positions where you can swing and get yourself out of positions into corners, right? Then alternatively, don't give up corners so easily. There's lots of moments where, like, or in particular, like on the defense that we were looking at, you just kind of gave up a corner just simply because you got punched like once, and like your healers were right there with you. All you had to do was just hard shield. You had no armor, so just hard shield up, let your teammates heal you back up, and then you could just be sitting at that corner swinging, right? And then all you have to do is block the shatter, and you have enough shield because you've been sitting at the corner swinging. So it's like you haven't really been using your shield, and that ties into, again, don't stand in the choke with your shield. Don't use your shield at the chokes. Just swing. Now, 2, armor management / shield management. I say this simply because it doesn't really seem like you have an understanding of like trading, of like when it is that you should be trading your armor. Like how? Okay, so not so much like the idea is that you need to be using you can use your armor as a way to get you space, because if you know it's going to be healed back up, who cares, right? That's why you walk forward without shield sometimes, right? Or like that's why you swing, right? You swing without your shield, obviously, because you can't swing with your shield, but it's like you're making use of the armor, right? And that's where you would have Zarya bubbles as well. But sometimes you can, like if you need to preserve shield for something, you can walk forward and take armor damage. Alternatively, you don't want to be sitting there using your shield as a way to just like sit in front of your team and just sit there. You have to use your shield to close the distance and make sure that you contribute, right? By you contributing means that the enemy team is going to pressure you, and that means that's going to relieve pressure from your teammates. And that's your job as the figurative shield of the team, right? Now, the last thing I'd say is focus on getting guaranteed value over hypothetical value. So X over that. But yeah, so that's why I say greater than or whatever. The idea is that there was quite a few opportunities where it's like you are using shield, or sorry, not shield, shatter, like in scenarios where it's like it's the absolute, like you're holding on to shatter way too long, basically. You're holding on to shatter way too long when it's like there were clear opportunities, for example, like with the Sigma, where it's like you can just like insta shatter him and then just get the value right then and right there. You end up going on to build up another shatter, right? The more that you use your shatter, the more that you get one back, right? And the more that you use it to get like 1 or 2 people, it doesn't have to be 6 people every time. Just get it 1 or 2 people, and then you'll end up finding that it's like, oh, we're going to win the fight now that we just got 1 or 2 people. Now this is where I could literally just hold up my shield and just like clear the enemy team with my team, right? And we just play with my shield advantage or something. Rather than hypothetical value where it's like you save it up for a 6-man, for example, with the EMP. You don't really need to be saving up your shadow for EMP. Just you don't even need to be using your shadow during EMP. Like you can just swing through the enemy and you'll probably win, right? You don't really need to use your shatter. So yeah, that's why I'd say you could be doing to try to improve. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I hope this is helpful.